I'm so sorry for everything that I said. So even if we end up together or not, I'm begging you to please forgive me for everything.
Jasmine's pouring her heart out, begging, pleading, desperately trying to make amends. But Gino's response gets her spidey senses tingling. Could he be hiding something from me, she asks.
And the common denominator in all this therapy is everybody cheating. The first thought that comes to my mind is like, did you cheat on me?
Do you actually have any evidence, Jasmine? Or is this just your own sense of guilt talking, perhaps? Now, the last we saw the pair, they were embarking on their hypnotherapy session. The aim is to think back to a time where you hurt your partner and then reimagine that scenario to be one where you didn't hurt them. What could you have done differently? So up first is Jasmine, and her memory takes her back to a particularly sorry time. It was my first Christmas in America, Jasmine explains. It was meant to be a festive, happy time spent with family, but it wasn't.
And we have a very bad argument that day, and I ended up spending Christmas by myself on a cheap hotel room.
That's a particularly bleak image, isn't it? She's just moved from Panama to Michigan, she's left her kids and family behind, she's hoping that she's met the love of her life and she's going to live happily ever after, and instead she spends what should be one of the happiest days of the year alone and miserable, crying to herself in a shitty hotel room. I was in a lot of pain, reveals Jasmine, but if I could rewind time and do things differently, I would.
So what I did differently was that I opened my heart to him and I let him know like what would make me feel less sad in a nice way.
In a nice way, that's key, isn't it? Look, Jasmine's wants, right, seem to have really become a lot more reasonable lately. Gone are the days where she's asking for thousands of dollars for hair extensions. She's no longer demanding that Gino puts her up in a luxury penthouse in the most expensive part of Panama, for example. Now, all that she wants is her independence and sex with her husband. Yeah, a lot more achievable. Or so you'd have thought. But she still has a problem. You see, Jasmine doesn't really know how to communicate in a way that doesn't come off as being rude. And it's during this hypnotherapy that she seems to have an aha moment and suddenly realise that.
I am very sorry, Gino, because I have been not the person that you wanted me to be. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Jasmine apologising is a great move forward, and perhaps, maybe, it might even help with Gino's stance when it comes to sex. But the thing is, her apology is an interesting one. Sorry for not being the person you want me to be, she said. What exactly does she mean by that? Well, we do know that Gino has been trying to change her since she came to the States.
Let me tell you what a real woman is. A real woman, an attractive woman, is one that's calm and gentle and not argumentative, angry, and bitchy.
Look, the fact is, right, Gino met a fiery Latina lady, decided he wanted her as a wife, and yet ever since getting married, he's been trying in vain to change her very nature. And remarkably, based on what she's saying now, it looks like he may have finally won. He may have finally worn her down.
I'm so sorry for everything that I said. So even if we end up together or not, I'm begging you to please forgive me for everything.
Even though I don't necessarily love what it is that Jasmine is apologising for, the truth is, apologies are overdue. She does have a lot to apologise for. But Gino's not a saint either. He's controlling and he loves to be seen as the victim in his own marriage. So did the hypnotherapy work on him as well as it worked on her?
Are you open to sharing it with us?
I'd rather not.
It will mean a lot to me if you share it.
So while Jasmine is already practicing asking for things in a more gentle way, Gino hasn't budged at all. That must feel like a smack across the face for Jasmine. She's just opened up, she's just got deep and vulnerable, and yet he's refused that same opportunity. It must feel as if he's almost not putting in the same level of effort as she is. So why is that? Why doesn't he realise that his silence just makes everyone's imagination go into overdrive? Like, what could possibly be so bad that he's not even willing to say it out loud?
And the common denominator in all this therapy is everybody cheating. The first thought that comes to my mind is like, did you cheat on me?
Florian cheated on Stacey, Rob cheated on Sophie, Josh is Josh. Even Julia admitted to cheating on Brandon. So with that in mind, it's not completely unreasonable. You can definitely follow her train of thought as to why she might think he has also cheated on her.
I'm scared to be hypnotized because what if I start talking about one of my deep, dark secrets or something?
You have deep, dark secrets?
Kinda.
Now, the irony is, there's been a lot of speculation off screen that she's the one that's cheated on him, of course. But the therapist, Jasmine, and even Gino's best buddy at the resort, Florian, all encourage him to open up. And eventually, I suspect in a bid just to shut them all up, Gino blurts something out, but it doesn't feel real. It feels fake.
I felt bad, when sometimes Jasmine and I will fight, and I said, we'll just go back to Panama.
I think he's making it up.
Unsurprisingly, after that massive letdown, everyone just sits there in silence. It's crickets. Like, we're not daft, Gino. Everyone knows that you just made that up on the spot to try and move the conversation along. Now, unfortunately, it is what it is, right? He's not ready or willing to open up about it, so they move on. But all of this now has Jasmine on high alert.
I know him so well, like the palm of my hand, and I know it is not what he wanted to say initially.
Gino being closed off is unfortunately an issue that they're going to have to tackle another day, because as therapy ends and the cast all settle in for a cosy night of camping, it becomes obvious that the hypnotherapy has got through to Jasmine in more than one way. It's had a profound impact on her. As she sits there with Stacey and Florian, she very unexpectedly offers an olive branch to the man up until this point she's sworn as her arch enemy.
I feel like I have indirectly caused tension between you guys.
It's true. Florian and Stacey have a multitude of issues of their own that they need to be working on. Jasmine constantly butting heads with Florian isn't helping anyone. It's just adding more fuel to the fire, more tension to the pot. Stacey and Gino, for that matter, could do without it. And massive credit to her, Jasmine suddenly seems to realise this.
Today's therapy had me reflecting on my own behavior since I've been here, and a lot of the frustration that I live in my marriage, I've been projecting to others, and that includes Florian.
Is that a proud tear you see in my eye? Jasmine has genuinely impressed me today. I really didn't think we'd see this side of her. We know her well enough by now to know that this isn't easy for her. It takes a lot to get an apology from Jasmine, especially to someone like Florian. So her taking the higher road even surprises Florian. He doesn't really know what to do. He thanks her and he tries to squash it. He assures her he has nothing personal against her. I only got riled up because I thought you were trying to stop Gino from having fun a few nights ago, he says.
I know you need to fix the issues for that you come here, but let lose some nights. I'm not talking every night,
Yeah.
Sometimes I know you're trying to hurt him. Sometimes think about before thinking you had.
Florian begs Jasmine to just think before she speaks, especially when it comes to Gino. Take a second, he says, to think about what you're going to say before you say it. Now, this is practically the exact same advice that the therapist told her when she and Gino went to therapy about a year ago. That time, it didn't seem to work. Perhaps now it might. But while Florian dishes out his advice to Jasmine, he also admits Gino has some work to do too.
I'm going to talk to him, you know.
Thank you. Don't feel pressure, but
No, I'm not pressure.
I honestly feel at this moment that you are my last hope because he's not being honest to me.
Jasmine knows that Gino isn't being honest. He's not being honest to himself, he's not being honest to her, he's not being honest to the therapist, to anyone. And if he can't open up, this therapy isn't gonna work. Now, the sad part about that, if their marriage really is doomed, is they do seem to have something about them, right? They do definitely have love, and they have, how do I put it? They have a spark, they have an energy between them that keeps them coming back to one another. It's an energy that not everyone at this resort has.
Gino was farting and the tennis at closest space, so I didn't get a good night of sleep.
Yeah, I was farting, but they were silent ones, and they really smelled like...
Humour? Sparks? Chemistry? Or just Gino's silent but deadly farts? Whatever it is, it's not gonna be enough to keep them together unless Gino starts to take this therapy seriously and starts tearing down the walls he built to keep his wife out.